are live with another episode of Comic Talk. It's that show brought to you by The Key, where we talk about this week's new release of comics. New comics come out in comic shops every Wednesday, and we are here every Thursday with about 24 hours to read what we can that came out this week and go over it. Every single Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on youtube.com/The Keeg Show, or you can catch our podcast afterwards on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., etc. Go to comicshoplocator.com, find a comic shop near you. Doesn't matter whether they're DC Comics, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, IDW, Oni Press, whatever. All comics come out every Wednesday, and we're here to talk about everything that we could read. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and if you're watching us live, you're watching us on youtube.com/The Keeg Show. But no matter where you're watching us or listening to us, like, comment, subscribe, follow, hop in the chat if you're live. Let us know you're out there. Write a review. Who knows? However you guys are supporting the show, we really appreciate you guys. We also got patreon.com/The Keeg Show if you want to see our drinking episode that we did a couple weeks ago. So anyway, other than that, yes, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and we got two awesome guests on the show. Both of them have been on this show before, obviously, regular, series regulars. They started off doing Comic Talk together, and then I broke them up, and now I brought them back together again. We got Jecky and Joshua. Jecky, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? We're back, Joshua. We're back.
Joshua, you happy too?
Yeah. It's great. It feels good. It feels good to get the gang back together.
Yeah.
Can't keep us away for too long.
No.
Love will find a way.
Yeah.
To paraphrase Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. It's a perfect episode for Valentine's week.
Yeah. It's funny how when you're single like me, I'm always like, oh yeah, Valentine's Day is this weekend. All right, well, whatever. I guess I can't ask, people that are partnered up to come on a podcast on Valentine's Day. That's the effect that it has on me. It's just
fair.
I'm just crabby.
It's all good. You're also saving
right.
money, so it's like, Valentine's Day. You're saving,
Yeah.
Plus, like, it's become super commercial now.
Yeah. It's like, baby, why can't we just not spend money on each other for Valentine's Day? That's just too commercial. How about I just cook you some cup of noodles?
Cup of noodles is rough.
Like I was a little better.
I was on board.
I was like, okay, we can do that if everybody's aligned.
I just think it's the best excuse to be like, Valentine's Day just got 2 commercials, so that's why I forgot to get you something. This Valentine's Day.
That's why I spent all my money at the comic book store on Wednesday.
Yeah, because look, if I'm not loving myself, how can I love you, baby?
That is, you have to start with yourself always.
Can't pour
always.
From an empty cup.
You can't.
That is true.
Yo, my man's dropping bars right now. You can't pour from an empty cup.
I'm thinking about the
switching
most
to the relationship cast.
I'm thinking about the most fuckboy excuses to why you're just a lazy dumbass during Valentine's Day. Okay, so yes, we got Valentine's Day coming up, which actually I hope we're streaming. I mean, we're recording. I hope we're streaming. I think we're streaming. What was I going to say? Normally, yes, we have all read our comics, whatever we wanted to read. We go over our lists, but before we do, I guess, a reminder that Valentine's Day is this weekend. So I guess a good question that I'm just popping on you guys is, who is your favorite, what's your favorite relationship in comics?
Ooh, it's a good one.
I just thought of this right now.
It's favorite as in I think is the best, or favorite that just enjoy.
Just your personal,
you could also enjoy something that's a hot mess. You know what I mean?
That's true too. That's true too.
But since it's Valentine's Day, I'll go favorite slash best. I like Rogue and Gambit a lot. I think that's a really good dynamic. Like from the start, they have a little bit of history, meaning like a little bit of Rogue's back history of Magneto, which was a little weird,
Yeah.
and you know how it started, and they never went super toxic though. You know what I mean? Like you know how every comic book, a lot of comic book relationship, Elektra, Daredevil, Batman, Catwoman, it goes on and off. They've just been on for a while, but it works. It's a great dynamic.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, even when Rogue and Gambit are on the outs, like they're not too bad. You know?
Yeah. As much as he talks shit, like he doesn't go on some like fuckboy stuff. Like we just talked. Like Gambit
Yeah.
actually just will sit there and wait. Like I know she's
Yeah.
coming back.
And even the fuckboy stuff that Gambit used to do was like when he was younger. It was in the past.
Yeah.
You know?
Unacceptable.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
grown. He's grown from
Mhm.
it, you know?
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely mine. Yeah,
Mhm.
I also just love how Gail Simone is writing them in Uncanny X-Men right now. I just
Mhm.
think that I love their relationship and dynamic in that book. I love that
Ro-
book, but
Rogue is a great leader. Like
super good leader.
I like her in a role of leader. Like she's a little bit more balanced, and it's I don't know, something about it is refreshing too. I'm enjoying that run too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got Rogue and Gambit from Jakey. Joshua, you got a fave?
I mean, it's Rogue and Gambit.
This
guys
is
are
the
both-
problem.
I can pick.
We're
I
like
can.
the same
I can
person.
pick. I mean, I can
This
try
is
to
what
come up
happened
with a
last time.
different one.
Yeah, come up with a different one.
Let's
You
see.
can't just copy.
Let's see.
I feel like I'm the
Let's
teacher
see.
and you guys are in class, and I'm like, you can't just copy off of his paper.
It's not my
Bro,
fault. You let him go first.
great minds think alike, bro.
I'll go April and Casey. April O'Neil, Casey Jones, TMNT.
Yeah.
I'm about some. They've got a little bit of a toxicity to him every once in a while because Casey just can't get his shit together. But
That's a
they're
good
good.
one,
They're
man.
good for each other, especially in those early runs of the IDW stuff. I really like their dynamic.
I didn't realize you were that big of a Ninja Turtles fan.
Bro, I'm loving it. That new Turtles run creative team is
Yeah.
so good. It is crushing right now.
Okay.
Bro,
All right. I know it was on
I
your
can
list.
I have to
Yeah.
make a confession, man. I've never read a Ninja Turtles comic book. Like, I feel like can I start a side conversation for the show for a second?
I guess. It depends what
So,
it is.
bro, when you guys read Ninja Turtles, right? Is the Last Ronin actually too cliche as a place to start?
It was my first Turtles book.
Damn.
Did he freeze?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a bad place to start by any means. It's really good. It's a future storyline, so it's kind of out of like the current continuity. I don't know if Jakey's ever gonna hear any of this, but the
It's all right.
listeners will
I'm
hear
here.
it. So yeah, I think that's a great place to start. I think it's like I was saying, is future story. It doesn't mess with continuity too much. Um,
Yo,
but
I
it's
got
a
this.
really good jumping on point for like going into the IDW stuff.
Yeah.
Um, just because they changed the lore a little bit. Um, but the IDW run, it's collected in volumes up through the new Jason Aaron stuff, where Jason Aaron started over with #1. But it's so good. It's just incredible storytelling. Highly
Um,
recommend it.
I like Ninja Turtles just in general, but um, I'm not too huge in the comics. I just kind of
Yeah, like
pick up
same.
Ninja Turtle stuff when I can, movies, TV shows,
Hmm.
whatever, you know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But okay. Um, I'm trying to think of who my favorite is, and I gotta go like I I posed the question to you guys, and I didn't realize that I would be asking myself who my favorite couple is. But I'm gonna think about that, and I'm gonna get back to you. So when Deanna cuts these clips, she can act like no time has passed.
No time has passed.
You know. What are your guys' reading lists for this week across all the comics that you guys read? Who wants to go first?
I can go.
I mean, I'll go. I'll go if it makes it easier for you guys.
Either way, I got mine right here.
All right, let's do it.
All right. DC KO issue number 4. Absolute Wonder Woman annual. Supergirl number 10. Sirens Love Hurts number 1. Bleeding Hearts number 1. Cyclops number 1. TMNT 15. Transformers 29. Wade Wilson Deadpool number 1. And then She-Hulk number 4, or Planet She-Hulk number 4. That's what I read this week.
Okay. Cool. Do you feel like it was a good week for you with the comics that you had?
Yeah, there are some bangers.
Okay. Because I mean,
Yeah,
some
I really
weeks are,
enjoyed them.
you know, a little dry.
Yeah. I think last week was a little drier for me, but this week was hitting.
Okay. Cool. All right. Jakey, give me one quick second. But Jakey, well, here's a question for you. Was this a good week for comics for you?
So I didn't read as much as I would normally read, but like I did have a hard time figuring out which one was going to be my pick of the week because I didn't love anything.
Ironic
but I didn't...
for our Valentine's Day episode.
Right.
Okay.
But I didn't hate anything either, but yeah, but we'll get to it. So
yeah, what's your list?
Yeah, I read Absolute Wonder Woman's annual number 1, DCKO number 4, Cyclops number 1, most of Moon Knight number 1,
okay.
and I did not get the Planet She-Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that it?
And I was gonna read Court, but I did not read Court.
Okay.
Yeah. I told you the list was short today. He's like, was that it?
No. I don't mean that.
He's like, that's all. He's like, that's all you read.
I'm not judging. But like, basically, for people out there that wonder, like, how do we do things, right? Like everybody on this show is free to read whatever they want. Just like, let me know the list. And some weeks we all kind of overlap on most of the stuff, which means the stuff we didn't read, no one read, so we don't get to cover as much, but we get to cover less but more. And then some weeks we're all spread out and we're covering like all different corners of comics for that week. So when you didn't read Court number 6, that was the finale, I was gonna ask you how it was, but you didn't read it, so because I didn't read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little behind on Court too, so I picked up 5 and 6. Right. And then I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna have time to read all of this. Yesterday I was doing some car stuff. I did not make it to the comic book store. So I actually read this at work. Hopefully my coworkers don't watch this. I read this at work today.
That's dedication.
Like in between patients, I was that asshole who was reading comic book all day.
Do you work in medical? Stuff?
I'm an optician.
That's right. Okay.
So glasses, contacts. I work with I'm not the doctor. I work with a doctor.
Okay.
So.
So you could be reading comics and they're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "I'm just testing out these comics for the patients."
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Right. I'm testing out these lenses. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to make sure everything's clear.
How are we gonna know how eyesight works if I'm not testing my own on these comics?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Okay, cool. So that's it's still a good list, my list, it was a weird week for me because I thought like there were good comics this week, but none of them were like my normal like hitters. So I got to try some new stuff. especially because there was a good amount of number ones that are out this week. So I read the Absolute Wonder Woman annual for 2026. I read Cyclops number 1. I read DCKO number 4. I read Planet She-Hulk number 4, and I had to read number 3 to catch up, but I did it. I also read the DC Black Label title, Sirens Love Hurts number 1. I also read Wade Wilson Deadpool number 1. I read the DC Vertigo title Bleeding Hearts number 1. I read Action Comics 1095, Alien vs. Captain America 4, and Venom 254.
Nice, dude. Good list. Crushing it.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to be here. I feel like I need to.
You know,
I feel like I need to step my game up, man.
Look, you're still first thing. You're reading more comics than 99.9% of the population, right? Because a lot of people don't read comics, and a lot of people just read one comic, and that's whatever Batman comic is out that week, right? So, which is fair. I'm not ragging on Batman. I love Batman, but like, you're on this show and you read a lot, so like, who cares, man? Also, you're good looking. I gotta have you on this live stream to bring in the views. So
I appreciate that.
Even if you don't read anything, I gotta have you.
I'm just gonna pop up. I'm just gonna pop up and just support.
Yeah.
But no, like
we just have
nice
episodes where Jacky's in the corner in the background of the live stream. It's just like just shut up and look pretty.
Right. I'm just I'll be that guy who just has opinions even though he didn't read it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, what was I saying? So Joshua did the homework. Jakey did half of it. That's fine.
Absolutely. I'm not even arguing.
Jakey, I'll let you go first. What was your pick of the week?
My pick of the week was actually DCKO number 4.
Okay.
Narrowly, but yeah, DCKO number 4.
Okay.
I, in a way, I also felt like it went exactly how I had predicted. So I think there's also I just enjoyed it because I was like, I knew that's what they were gonna do. I knew Batman was gonna pop up at the end. Like I've been saying it on the show, right? I was just like, they're gonna have Batman pop up from Night Fight and he's gonna save the day last minute. I get out and I was like, man, it was a little cliche. Yeah. Like so that's why I was saying like I didn't love it because a lot of it was predictable. And then how they leaned into the Absolute Trinity. Again, it kind of went exactly as we thought, where they were under control by Darkseid, and then like it wasn't a big twist, right? So no. I feel like a negative Nancy here, but like it was just like for a pivotal issue, it was very predictable, but it was still enjoyable. That's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Joshua, what do you how do you feel about DCKO?
Yeah, I think kind of the same. I think I felt moving through it so far. I think maybe I was just built it up to be like, oh, they're gonna do some really crazy stuff in here, and it's gonna change the game or the shape of the DC universe, and it likely will change things for the DC moving forward, but it's doing it in a way that is like less about trying some bold new stuff and more about, well, it's a Batman Superman story, and Wonder Woman is there, and so that's a little disappointing to me, and I think they're telling, like, I think what the Clark stuff that they're doing is like interesting, but it is just really predictable. I think there's not a lot that is like, oh, whoa, I can't believe that. At least as of right now. Which is fine. That's a fine thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess my like honest opinion is that like I liked issues 1 and 2 of DCKO a little bit better, mostly because
Mm-hmm.
they start off with an obstacle course, then they do a scavenger hunt, right? Like they threw some new, like it was a game, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just like fighting, because everybody thought we were doing just bracket style 1v1s the whole way through. Great.
Yeah.
But now we are, you know what I mean? And so I feel like we're not experimenting and innovating enough on these like final things. Like before DC, or when DCKO was first announced, if you told me that like, yeah, the final 4 would be Superman, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor, and Joker, and then they'll go up against the absolute DC guys, I'd be like, yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Like at the end of the day, like it's the Trinity and it's the 3 biggest villains, right? Like it's
Right.
like it's the Trinity and it's Darkseid, Joker, Lex Luthor, the 3
Yeah.
most important villains in
Yeah.
DC, and
Yeah.
they're what's left standing. But this was originally advertised as a tournament, and maybe we were wrong, but I assumed it was, and I felt like it was advertised as kind of like we're gonna pit people against each other. We're gonna play, and we're gonna make it very unpredictable.
Yeah.
But your last 6 are the Trinity and the 3 biggest villains. Like at the end of the day, there wasn't really anything that was surprising. You didn't even use it as an opportunity to prep up a character that is underutilized. You know what I mean? Like,
when I saw Connor Hawk on the list, like there's a couple of
mhm,
characters that were on that 32, the list of 32, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like,
yeah,
oh, they're like not moving up to the big leagues, but they're getting their spotlight, right? And then
yeah,
in
Mm-hmm.
like
yeah,
one panel, Connor Hawk gets eaten by the Joker. And then later
mhm,
in another issue, he gets like brought back to life with Cyborg. But Cyborg and Connor Hawk, to my understanding, have never met before. Like
right.
in my history, in my experience of Titans comics, both of those characters, I don't think they've ever met before.
Right. And like you have some characters like, for example, I feel like Zatanna is very underutilized, right?
Yeah.
Like I think giving a character like Zatanna an opportunity to go in the verses is such a unique, like rare opportunity in the middle of a major crossover where she can be her own and not, but like give her an issue to highlight her or maybe make her move along the tournament because Zatanna is actually a badass,
Yeah.
right? But I feel like everyone had their favorites that they were hoping was gonna end up being part of the story,
Yeah.
and everyone thought it was hoping there was a few that were not in the Trinity. But at the end of the day, like I said, I felt maybe I'm being too much of a negative Nancy, but I was like,
It's
you
okay
know,
to be critical. Like we're critical on this show, and like although there are some writers out there who do watch our show, which is pretty awesome. We're not bad mouthing the actual writer.
mm-mm,
And we don't know where an individual's writer's ideas start and end, and where editorial's ideas start and end. But to me, I don't like power battles at all. So I'll say that. So when I see 1v1s, I don't care who can lift the most amount of weight. Like I don't care about that. But when I saw the 32 matchup bracket formation, I thought to myself, those two are going up against each other. What is the most interesting win? Out of the two
mm-hmm,
characters, not who would win, but if they like, what would be the best story to tell
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
between two? Like, if you have, I forget who Connor Hawk was going up against, maybe Cheetah or something. But the point being is like, let's just say Cheetah versus Connor Hawk. Like, what is the more interesting story to tell? Even though like Cheetah is pretty powerful and can rip
mm-hmm,
Connor Hawk to shreds, what's the story we're telling? But we didn't go that route.
mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying I need my ideas or my favorite characters to win. I just need the best matchups possible. And I feel like having the Trinity at the end, kind of defeats that. So I mean, in this issue, Joker switches sides, right?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I
Mm-hmm.
already killed Batman. I'm good. So he switches sides. He becomes a horseman of the apocalypse.
And
Okay.
they never explained why he came back from his fight with
With Jason Todd. Yeah.
God. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this issue, I was like, all right. Like, but
You're right. I forgot
to
about
kill
that
the
point. We
Joker
talked
and then
about that last
everyone
time.
dies. Like, I just don't know
right,
what the point was.
right. I was like, okay, like at one point it felt like he was possessed by Darkseid, but I guess he's not, and he's out here negotiating with
The Omega Heart.
um the Omega Heart, and he's
Yeah.
like, I think I want to change teams. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Joker switches sides, then Batman is like, I'm Batman. And then he
And
pops
he
in.
pops up. And he didn't he say bang or something like that because that's what the Joker said to him in issue 1.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
is that Batman killing the Joker?
I
I
think
don't
at
I
think he
mean,
first,
there was
killed.
a.
What?
I don't know if he killed him directly, but his actions, I think, caused that big beam to go through the Joker's chest, and he died.
Did he die? I don't even
I'm
know.
pretty sure. I mean, he had a big like pipe sticking out of his
Yeah.
chest. Uh, and then Bruce does just go bang, which is, I guess, a reference to Joker stabbing him in the chest in the first issue.
Uh huh.
But yeah, I think like the weird thing about it for me was like he um
This
he
is
comes
weird.
back. Yeah. He comes back and then
well, Batman back up.
like it doesn't hold any weight to the rest of the issue before they're all destroyed by Darkseid.
Yeah, so essentially DCKO 4 ends with Darkseid wins. So,
Well,
oh,
technically Lex Luthor won, right?
yeah, but
Hmm.
Lex Luthor won and then Darkseid was like, okay, but I win now, right? Like,
It wasn't clear. It
It
wasn't clear
wasn't
at all.
clear because then we go to that epilogue story or that side story.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is.
I
Well,
don't
I wasn't
know.
even. I don't know what the point of that was either, by the way.
I'm a little confused. So maybe
So
we wait till the
maybe
event's
issue
over
number
to judge
five.
the event, I guess.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, maybe issue number 5 ties it all in together beautifully.
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm just happy for some of the side stories we got. I'm okay with that, right? Like I liked
Yeah.
Night Fight. I like the Flash stuff that's going on, the DCKO Flash stuff. So like I'm happy with that. So to
Yeah.
me, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a big like if the writers involved wanted to push more innovative stuff and then DC was like, well, we just have to have our major guys in there. Like, you know? So um, we're gonna keep talking, even though Jakey is frozen in thought, and that's okay. Um, Joshua, you went with DCKO. No, Jakey went with
Uh,
DCKO. That's right. Jakey
yeah,
went first.
Jakey.
What's
Jakey
your
went
What's your
first.
pick of the week?
Um, that was it was hard, I think. For a similar reason, I think I've read like a lot of good stuff. There was one book that I think was absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk about that at your turn.
Okay.
Um,
Were you gonna pick my pick of the week?
I think that once I read it, you read it first
Uh,
and you called it, and then I read it and I
I
was
don't
like, this is
normally
beautiful.
pull that like executive
You're the
privilege.
host. You get to pull that card.
I try to stay
But
flexible to you guys, but this my
yeah,
pick of the week. I was
it's
like,
your favorite. Yeah,
I'm gonna. I'll,
you
I'll
got to
go.
roll with it.
I'll go with it. I'll
Okay.
do mine, and then we can talk about it. Yes. So when before the show, little known fact, we all talk before showtime, and we all talk throughout the week, and I would say we're friends. For the people out there that think we're just professional coworkers for the show, you're wrong. We're unprofessional coworkers. My pick of the week that I called earlier was Absolute Wonder Woman Annual because I read it and I didn't know what to expect. I knew the premise, but it was based off of. It's kind of like in this annual. It's like a sequel to Wonder Woman #5 because it deals with ramifications of that. And I kind of forgot what happened in Wonder Woman #5, and so I went into this being like, well, I hope it's good. I've been loving Absolute Wonder Woman, so I hope this one's good. Somebody online said they hoped that this annual would be as good as the absolute Batman annual, and um, I would say yeah, like sure, like it just depends what vibe you're going for. But in
Yeah.
this one, in the events of Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman #5, uh, she uses one of her lassos because she has 3 lassos in the Absolute DC universe. She used one of them to turn into Medusa to defeat the whatever that creature is. It has a
Don't make
word, and
me
I would
cite
know
it.
it if I
Don't
hear
make
it.
me try to pronounce it.
How's it spelled?
It's like triticide or something.
Oh, is it
Tetracide. Yeah,
Tetracide.
tetracide.
Okay.
Yep.
So to defeat the Tetracide, she uses one of her lassos to turn into Medusa. But by turning into Medusa, she realizes in this annual, she mentions that she realizes that the pain that Medusa must be going through as a monster. And because Absolute Wonder Woman is so full of empathy, she decides to make things right. She doesn't have to. This is like she doesn't have to go track down Medusa to like make things right because she doesn't technically owe Medusa anything, but she's so empathetic as a human being or as a character um, that she essentially tries to track down Medusa by asking different gods for help, and nobody answers her call. And then Athena comes in, so we get to see what Absolute DC's Athena looks like, and the design on that is pretty cool. And then she goes to Medusa, and then her Gorgons are there, and she trades her powers to Athena for one gift. And we don't know what that is until she meets Medusa. And spoiler alert for anyone out there who is watching, the gift is that she can look at Medusa without turning to stone. Not to kill her, but to give Medusa to be the only like to actually see Medusa and have Medusa feel seen. Essentially, is the gift, and it's this whole touching thing about like the curse and about like feeling seen and everything. And I don't know. I mean, that's my summation. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible. I mean, I this is definitely probably I said definitely probably. It's definitely my favorite Absolute book. Just because I think it's so full of empathy, hope. Uh Deanna is just such a great character in this,
Yeah,
really
Diana.
being Diana.
Yeah,
Deanna.
Deanna's our
Diana.
Comic Talk
Deanna is
crew
yeah.
guest who also edits our clips.
Uh
Shout out
and
to Bill.
also looks like an Amazon. So feel like she's done an absolute
She has a
Wonder Woman
yeah,
cosplay.
yeah. Deanna has an absolute Wonder Woman cosplay.
Yeah, she's just a great character. I love that the stories are full of trying to find creative ways to deal with the villains or the monsters with empathy and compassion, and she always uses that first. And so this book, like you said, just as she gets there and gets to see Medusa and let Medusa feel seen, like Medusa starts crying and
Yeah,
she's like, you like I am seen by someone. And it was just a beautiful moment, and I think it's a beautiful book. Definitely, Absolute Wonder Woman is probably one of the best books out right now. It's so good.
yeah, yeah. Um, Jakey is having trouble coming back into the Zoom. I'll figure it
Oh
out,
no.
Jakey, and I'll invite you. Um, uh, yeah, no, I mean this book is really good. What's your pick of the week? Let's talk about that, and then
Yeah.
I'll figure out Jakey.
I think let's see. I think my pick is gonna be TMNT 15.
Cool. Yeah,
I I really enjoyed I also really liked Bleeding Hearts, but I think TMNT 15 is doing some really cool stuff. I really like the creative team on this run. I can't remember if I've mentioned on the show or not, but I was in on the Jason Aaron run. I trust Jason Aaron with stuff a lot, but I think there was just a lot missing from that run. in terms of the brotherhood dynamic that I kind of want to see out of a Turtles book. They were at odds with each other in a really toxic way throughout that whole run. So they've kind of finally come together and are working as a team. Splinter's back, doing some really kind of terrible stuff as this secret ninja, just straight out murdering villains as a way to protect his sons. So uh, in this book, we get the reveal to the turtles that it is Splinter who's killing these villains, and they kind of have to wrestle with the fact that the person who taught them to take the honorable path is doing this thing that they now consider dishonorable, but it's also their father. So
Yeah.
how do they reconcile that? It was a really good issue, and it deals a lot with Raph and Splinter. Raph's kind of the touchstone character in this issue, which he's my favorite turtle.
I
So
was
maybe
about
that's
to
why I
ask
like
who
this
your
issue so
favorite.
much.
I was about to ask who your favorite one was.
Yeah, it's definitely Raph. I think I've loved him since I first saw the 90s live action movie. Um so he's been my favorite for a long time. But yeah, I think it's a really great book. If you haven't been reading Turtles, you can jump on issue 13. Uh and brand new creative team, brand new story, and it's been really good.
Okay. All right. Um, I haven't read this one. I read like the first couple issues of this new run. Um,
Mhm.
and I stopped. So is it worth me catching up?
If you liked the art and you liked those first couple of issues, I mean, I think maybe I'm a little bit of a diehard Turtles fan at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what everything that IDW has done with them, I've loved. Even the Jason Aaron run that I wasn't like super on board with all the way through. I still really enjoyed it. So I think it's a good story. I think they're telling a really interesting story. So I don't
Okay.
know. If you're feeling feisty, you want to get a little pizza action in.
Okay. All right. I'll let you pick the next book we're talking about as I figure some other stuff out.
Okay. Uh you read Bleeding Hearts, right?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that.
Cool. Denise Camp, if you watched our best of special, you know how much I love
Are you
everything
saying
Denise Camp has been
Denise
doing.
or Dennis? Because
Dennis.
we've been saying two different
Dennis.
things,
I know.
and
I've
I
heard
flip
it
flop too.
both ways. So, do you know which is right? I need to find a pronunciation guide for his name. Um,
Yeah,
we'll say Dennis
yeah,
because it's easier. Um, Dennis Camp, it's great. I loved it. Such a fun, weird take on zombies, where they're the main characters
yeah.
and they are you kind of get into their like social dynamics, which was really fun. And then there's one character whose heart is now beating for some reason, and we
His
don't know
name's
why.
Poke, right?
Poke. Yeah, Poke. They have really long names that they then shorten, which is really
It's
funny.
part of like
Um,
yeah, it's like part of the uh, uh
Mouse head
comedy,
poke
right?
out of yeah, it's part of the dark humor, which is really funny because I think their horde's name is like the brain sizzles on the sidewalk or something long and
Yeah,
ridiculous.
there's a character that's like
It's,
unhinges jaw and eats baby
it's
whole.
yeah, it's just so
And I'm
weird.
like, oh, okay.
Uh,
I mean, that's gross, but all right.
it's pretty gross. Yeah, and I think if you're fans of like assorted crisis events or something like that, there's a lot of like commentary, but it's done in in this book, it's done a lot more with like dark humor, uh, which I think was really fun. And
It's
I'm
super
excited to see
dark
where it
humor,
goes.
like
Yeah.
this whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good issue number one. And is this the first release in the Vertigo?
Of
Or
the,
what did they
if
do?
it's not like yes and no, it's the
One
first of the
last
new
week.
releases because
Yeah, yeah.
um House on the what? Sorry, what?
Oh, Nice
Last,
House by the Sea,
yeah,
Glass House. Yeah,
yeah, that was like
came out last week.
retroactively made Vertigo from DC Black Label when DC
Okay.
realized they have Black Label and they have Vertigo. They're gonna do Black Label for like out of continuity or semi out of continuity adult oriented stories dealing with like comic book characters, like the superhero stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then DC Vertigo being the same thing but for like new original content.
Cool. That makes
That's kind of
sense. Yeah.
how it works.
Cool. Well, I'm excited that they're doing some cool stuff over there. I've seen some of the other books that are coming out. And it's nice to have that imprint back doing doing cool stuff. Taking chances.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, Bleeding Hearts was pretty good. It was really dark, but you know,
Yeah.
at times too dark. Like I was kind of sad,
Mhm.
and then I'm like, oh,
Well, yeah.
okay,
I
I
kind
guess.
of I kind of had because I knew the other works that I've read from him, I was like, I kind of anticipated it to be kind of bleak and like not uplifting. So I was like, okay, I can put that in my brain before I start reading it. I think I was more surprised by the dark humor that
Yeah,
was in there than anything. But yeah, it's not a light or happy read, so I wouldn't recommend expecting a funny zombie book. It is funny, darkly,
yeah,
but it's not like fun necessarily.
yeah. It reminds me, and I never watched Warm Bodies, but did you ever watch Warm Bodies?
No, I didn't.
It was like a zombie romance kind of
Hmm.
thing with Nicholas Holt.
Yeah.
Um, and so uh it kind of reminds me of that. I mean, the premise is that like one of the zombies, not of Warm Bodies, but of Bleeding Hearts, one of the zombies' heart starts beating again, and he starts being more empathetic. Right? Like, is that
Hmm.
like that's the premise of this book?
Yeah, it seems, I mean, it's really seems that way. And he starts questioning kind of like what their whole acts of violence towards the living, um, and kind of questions like why they keep doing that. Should they be doing that? And it seems like he has lost the taste for flesh.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, yeah, I'm curious to know where they're gonna go with that as he kind of wrestles with as Poke, the main character, kind of wrestles with those moral dilemmas.
mm, okay. Um, Jakey, for the purpose of this episode, like Jakey is like sitting waiting for me to figure out how to let him back into the Zoom room because we
Oh
kicked
no.
him early. Like I kicked him earlier because he was logged in twice and like glitched out. So we're just we're doing this. Um,
Yeah,
uh, did you read Transformers?
I did. Yep.
Image Comics, right? Image Comics Transformers.
Yeah, Image Comics, Energon universe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also under the Skybound, maybe.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
yep.
Skybound. It's Energon Universe. It's written by Robert Kirkman.
And, yep.
Um,
Dan Mora on the art.
Yeah. How have you been liking the Dan Mora art versus like what had been previously Daniel Warren Johnson?
Oh, oh. Well, I'm a big Daniel Warren Johnson fan. And so even the writing, I'm like struggling with some of the writing now that Robert Kirkman is on the book. Um, I still enjoy it. I still think it's good,
Mm-hmm.
but it has lost a little bit of the heart
Mm.
for me. That was a main reason for me like really enjoying the book.
Yeah.
Um, and it's gone a little heavier just into like, oh, we're just gonna fight a bunch and we're gonna watch Megatron do some like heinous stuff.
As he does.
Which as he does, and the Decepticons did some fucked up stuff in the Daniel Warren Johnson run too.
Yeah.
But I think this is like leaning this has a little bit less of the hard and like yeah, so I'm sticking with it. I want to see where they go. I feel like they're gonna be tying in with the other Energon universe stuff pretty soon in Transformers because Transformers has mostly been pretty standalone.
Yeah.
Whereas like Void Rivals, you have Transformers in Void Rivals, and then you have Transformers popping up in G.I. Joe,
Mhm.
a little bit. So I'm curious when all of these are gonna collide, and I think that'll be really interesting to see how they interact with each other.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah, I thought it was a solid issue.
I feel like the big difference between Daniel Warren Johnson and Dan Mora's art is Dan Mora's very clean, right? And like it depends.
Super
Is like,
clean.
do you want your Transformers looking clean, sleek, shiny, or like
Hmm.
worn in, gritty? Like that's Daniel Warren Johnson, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a crisper looking uh group of robots. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They don't look as beat up or as dirty. But I do really like Dan Mora's art. So and I thought I was gonna be more turned off after we switched from um Daniel Warren Johnson and then there was another artist on as well, but I can't remember the name of the artist. But I feel like he also had a very Daniel style with drawing the robots as well. So it was a bit jarring that first issue, issue 25 or 26. And but I think Dan Moore is doing a great job. I'm never gonna be mad about looking at some Dan Moore art.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Um, did you read? I'm trying to figure out what else you read.
I read, is there a book? I mean, I think I read most, we
You read
read some of the same
Cyclops?
stuff now. I did read Cyclops #1, yeah.
How'd you like it? Because right now we're in the shadows of tomorrow, sort of, you know, era
Yeah.
phase of X-Men comics. Um, and they have a lot of new series that are coming out, including Wade Wilson Deadpool, which we'll get to. But this
Yeah.
is Cyclops' solo series. It's the first issue. How'd you feel about it?
I really liked it. I thought it was a good jumping on point. I was glad. I was a little worried we were gonna get into the or stick with the Doug Ramsey stuff from Age of Revelation, which I'm glad we kind of moved away from in this book. I feel like that's gonna happen in the we're gonna deal with some of that still in the main X-Men title. Um, but I really liked it. We got some Reavers, new Reavers in, and we get they kind of like John McClaned him in this first issue by like breaking his visor. So
Yeah,
he's like,
put him at a
I
disadvantage.
really, yeah, putting him at a disadvantage, and they made a point to be like yeah, remind everybody that he can't control it due to his brain damage. Uh, so yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm glad to see some more Cyclops stuff. I've been liking the way that he's been written in the X-Men title since From the Ashes, and I think I really enjoyed it in this book too. So I think it'll be cool. We'll see. I'll see. It was a good first issue, a good setup, a good premise. And seems like we're gonna get a little interaction with him and a younger mutant too that they're gonna hopefully try to stick together and survive these Reavers.
Yeah. Um, I like this as far as like showing how badass um Cyclops is as a character. I think that like a lot of X-Men media right now is doing a lot to like really push Cyclops forward, which is, you know, great because he's had maybe 2 decades of being treated like a second fiddle. Um
Yeah,
and so like him having a solo series great, him kicking ass in it great, putting him at a disadvantage but then also like like you know he's going to come out top dog, right?
yeah,
which is going to be great to see. So I am a big fan of this one.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought the opening where he's basically rescuing Magic and Quentin and uses his just like
Ricochet
tactical
blast.
brain and ricochet blast, that was really sick. Yeah, I think he's just such a cool character. I'm glad to see him getting his.
His. Oh, I thought you were continuing his, but getting his.
Oh, I mean, yeah, getting his, getting his flowers.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Um, did you read Planet She-Hulk #4?
I did.
Okay,
read Planet She-Hulk 4.
because I had to read issue 3 to catch up to issue 4, and I read both of them, so
Okay.
I'm very
Yeah.
happy. My basic thing is like it's very Game of Thrones. It's very like She-Hulk is on the planet Sakaar. There's a lot going on. There's people vying for the throne. She is a lawyer, but she's also like very gladiator-esque, but she'd rather be a lawyer than a bruiser. And I think like this is one of my favorite things Stephanie Phillips has written.
Yeah, I agree. I have been loving it. I think the especially the end of issue 4, I was like, this is very Game of Thronesian. I do not know where it's going most of the time. In a good way. The plot is really strong, and the where you think that the point of the book is to do this one thing, it has flipped like 3 times at this point. And I've really enjoyed that a lot. And I think all of the decisions have been super, super good. I love how she's writing Jen. We get a little bit of fourth wall breaks, not a ton to feel like too much. And when they happen, they feel really good and earned. So I'm really enjoying it a lot. And I thought issue 4 was great.
Yeah. Also bringing Jack Hart's in, Jack of Hearts, has been really like a interesting move. Rainbow Roll did it in her previous run, and then Stephanie bringing him in this one, but like kind of blank slating him a little bit just so they can have a good old fashioned like beat him up, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty good idea on her part.
What did you think of that last page? Like, is that what you expect? Like, did you expect something like that to happen, or
where
was it
what's his name? Thade? No, Quaid, right?
Quaid, yeah.
Quaid dying essentially, right?
Yeah.
Getting executed.
Yeah, the whole point was that they were fighting to save his life in this battle trial, and She-Hulk wins, and then they just cut off his head anyway.
Yeah. I didn't expect that to happen, but also, I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, I don't know. I wasn't like in love with the character or anything, but I thought
me neither.
The character would stay around for a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like they were setting him up as like the person who was gonna like overthrow this bad ruler, and especially with Jen being like protecting him and coming to bat for him, and especially with him being like kind of a main focus in the past like 2 issues.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, I just thought it was like pretty wild, and again, a book that it just makes choices that I don't see coming, which I really like.
We're gonna take a quick minute break. The stream is gonna keep going. We're gonna try to get Jecky in. So everybody out there, hang tight, enjoy this Planet She-Hulk slideshow, and we'll be back in like a minute. All right, Jecky, quick question for you before we move on. Did you read Planet She-Hulk #4?
I did not.
Okay. Did you read #1? Have you started it all?
Yeah, I'm on issue #2. I'm playing catch up on it, and I'm really enjoying it.
It is really good. Yeah, we were talking about that. What are some other books that you read this week?
Cyclops #1.
We were just talking about it, but I'm
Okay.
gonna throw that back up there. How do you feel about like his first issue, like
Uh,
as a solo series?
I I was hoping it was gonna. Doesn't feel like a proper #1 for me. Um, and I feel like that's been happening a lot with me with Marvel lately, where their #1s are not. There's some characters that a #1 just feels like a good starting point, even if you're behind in certain things.
Yeah.
And this feels like a continuation of the previous arc, but it's just centered around Cyclops a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So but I read it. It was okay.
Okay. I definitely think that it ties in with the X-Men, the regular X-Men, not Uncanny, but like the regular
Mhm.
X-Men comic. Um, but like you don't have to know too much about it, I guess,
Mhm.
because like the characters are coming from it, but the plot not so much. But I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
We hit a couple of different things. I'm trying to figure out what else was on your list that you read. Oh, you read Green Lantern Corps?
I know I did not.
No, that's all right. What else did you read?
Um, I read Moon Knight #1.
Okay. I was thinking about
Uh,
giving this one a shot because it was a #1, and it's easy to hop on, right? But how was it?
it did. So I've never read a Moon Knight comic book before.
Oh,
He's like
okay.
one of those characters that I've only read Moon Knight when he's on teams, but I've always found it
Mhm.
interesting, and I've been waiting for the right time to either jump in a new #1 or go back and read some classic '90s or '80s era ones, right? And
Mhm.
so to me, like there's a villain in here, and I can tell there's a little bit of the history, but like I'm not sure it didn't feel like I had some trouble figuring out what was going on, but I liked the bits and pieces. Like it's like Mark is like trapped in some kind of like scientific experiment, and they're trying to brainwash him into using his powers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a very interesting like premise, like in the beginning, but I don't know if this is the norm for a Moonlight run or if this particular run has its own vibe. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Did you guys read it?
I didn't. Joshua, did you?
No, I thought about picking it up, but I was worried you mentioning that. I don't like what Marvel has been doing with some of these runs, where they just keep like mostly the same creative team and then start over on a #1.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's a new chapter. It's like, but it's not really a jumping on point. Like
Right.
they did it with they had the Immortal Thor run, which
Mhm.
ran up to a certain point, and then the Mortal Thor started at #1.
Yeah.
But it's
Mhm.
really like you can't really just jump in on that book
Mhm.
and understand what's happening to a large degree. Some of it you can, you just have to be okay not knowing some stuff.
Yeah.
But they keep doing that. They did it with like the Hulk run, like um
They did
where
it with
it ended Infernal Hulk, and I think that's what they did with this one, so that's why I kind of was hesitant about getting it.
Mm.
and they did that with Storm too. They just did
Hmm.
that with Storm, like
Yep.
Last week.
yeah, but that Storm book is a continuation of the previous run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these X-Men titles, because they essentially went on hiatus to do Age of Revelation, a
Uh-huh.
lot of the titles continued. So like Uncanny X-Men,
Uh-huh.
whatnot, those continued, but Storm stopped and then restarted as Earth's Mightiest Mutant to tie her
Mhm.
in with Avengers, I guess. But she doesn't really do Avenger stuff in at least in issue 1 from last week. But like it's the same creative team, and I think it's a just a general like overall conversation that we can have as like rabid consumers. uh I feel like Marvel and DC are doing a thing where they're preferring miniseries over series, and if they do a
Hmm.
series, they're labeling the series as like with a
Yeah.
subtitle.
Mhm.
so that they can
What
release the run as a name, I think. And so like it's almost like they're marketing and branding it for trade, right? For the
Yeah.
books when they compile them.
It
Mhm.
almost feels like what used to be an arc in a particular run is now the whole run. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like it's like
exactly.
Mhm.
Right.
like
Yep.
if someone had a long 2 year run, it would be from issue 1 till 70 or something, right?
Right.
And then the first arc would be I would have this title, Storm Earth's Mightiest. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I don't know. It's weird. It kind of feels like a cash grab a little bit, to be honest with you.
I think what it is, as because I like collected editions, I like trades and whatever. It used to be that on the spine of a book, you would have the publisher, you'd have the name, and then you would have the volume number. And then they
Mhm.
realized with restarting and restarting, you're going to have a lot of Marvel Storm Volume 1. And you're like, what? Not to mention,
Mhm.
like, the idea of what a volume is. There's the volume of a
Mhm.
trade, but then there's the volume of, like, a run is a volume.
A run.
Or
Yeah.
like an omnibus.
Yeah, like Captain America is on its 14th volume right now with
Mhm.
its new number 1, right? Like this new run is its 14th run and they call it volume 14.
Mhm.
But on the side of the book it doesn't say that. So it gets confusing to new readers. And I think this is what the comic industry needs to figure out is like how do we make things like legible, easy to like pick up, easy to like figure out the order to, but as well as like nodding to legacy but also like allowing new readers to come in. It's
Yeah,
tough.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Because in the past, number ones felt a little bit more rare, right? And
Yeah.
they felt significant, right? It was
Mhm.
typically a new number one meant a change of direction as well, right? A
Mhm.
major change of direction, a new team is coming on. It's a very interesting thing to have a few of these runs where they're the same team and it's a continuation of a previous story.
Yeah.
It's it doesn't feel quite like a true number one to me, at least.
Yep.
Yeah. Also something that I mean something I liked but it only happened for a very short period of time is there was a moment long ago that on the cover it would just be the title, the issue number, and like that's roughly it. And then there was
Mhm.
a short amount of time where it was the title and then the name of the story arc and like part
Yeah,
2 or
Mhm.
whatever. And
yeah,
that I loved. That was like perfect for me. And then
Me too.
now it's almost like the name of the story arc doesn't matter because a run is a story arc. So then
yeah.
you get Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant as the title subtitle, as opposed to this title and then the story arc title. So
Right.
it is what
Also,
it is. I don't know.
also, do you feel like they're doing it across the board? It would be simpler if they just started doing it across the board because that Avengers run is still in a very high number, right? Like it's like they haven't done it on all of their ongoing series, but and
Yeah.
that makes it confusing. Now I'm gonna stop complaining like an asshole
I
now.
mean, we're all like, it's like we're all old heads, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But also, I don't know. I'm going to tie this in with the next book I'm going to talk about real quick because we got to quicken the pace a little bit. Venom 254. So when this run, this is sometimes what they do in comics is
Mhm.
they merge a new run in with the old run and kind of jump the numbering back up again. So this run technically started with all new Venom number 1. That was Mary Jane having the symbiote suit. And it went however many issues before they were like, "Oh, we're hitting legacy number 250. So we're going to do number 250 and then continue that numbering. So now we have Venom 254. But before 250 was all new Venom, let's just say issue number 8.
Yeah,
And so that gets confusing
yeah,
because they kind of like merged two roads together.
Mhm.
yeah.
If
It's
anyone's familiar with like Southern California, it's very much like the 57 and the 60, which turns back to the 57, and it gets weird. Any, Any SoCal people out there. Anyway, so I like Venom, by the way, so I'm gonna read it no matter what. But I'm just saying, I like the story. I'm a little confused by legacy numbering. Are you can have it both ways, but you can't have it one and then the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
This is almost like a third way. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not truly committing to either or, so we're gonna do a little both.
right. And
Yeah.
again, you're right. It's not across the board because, like, I mean, I don't think any one of us read Green Lantern Corps number 13. I don't think any one of us read it, but it's number 13, right? But like, there were previous Green Lantern Corps books, but
Yeah.
this is number 13. But they're not doing legacy number and being like it's 112, you know?
Yeah.
Based off the old series. So, you know, it is what it is. It does get confusing. That's why, for everybody out there, watch this show, and like we'll try to make sense of it. And if it's confusing to us, it's going to be confusing to you, and you're at least in the same boat. You know?
Yep. Until they just pick a lane, it'll be a little wonky.
I like both. Have the number, have the legacy number, have the title of, like, we don't need subtitle of the title. We just need the title of the arc. Boom. Now we're good.
Easy.
You know?
I love like a issue 2 of 7 on a cover issue. I love that personally. Like the such and such saga, it's issues 2 out of 7, 1 out of 6.
Yeah.
I love when I love that personally.
Yeah, it is what it is. Let's really quickly go through. Did any of you guys read Sirens Love Hurts?
Yeah.
It is Teenie Howard writing it. It's Babstar on art. Both of them, I think, are just like super cool people. I wanted to see their talent come together in this. Joshua, how do you feel about this?
I really liked it. I thought it was a really good first issue. I like the premise. I like the kind of tension between, because we have Black Canary hanging out with the Sirens a little bit to try to help protect these women that are getting brutally killed in Gotham. So, I thought it was a really cool first issue, and I'm excited about it.
This is also a DC Black Label book, and like we talked about earlier, is that DC has realized DC Black Label and DC Vertigo are two sides of the same coin, which is out of continuity, semi out of continuity, but like DC Black Label is gonna have name brand like heroes, the classic cape stuff, and then DC Vertigo is like original stuff. So that's why they moved over Nice House by the Sea and Nice House on the Lake over to Vertigo. You know,
Vertigo.
It used to be Black Label. But then it, you know, I have a theory about Sirens Love Hurts, who the villain is. I think it's Calendar Girl from Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, okay.
Because they thought it was Calendar Man, and Calendar Man was never in the animated series, but like Calendar Girl was. And in this, whoever the psychiatrist is in the beginning, I think is the killer, and then also the person at the club who's hitting on the girl who then dies. And I think it's Calendar Girl, who has never appeared in the comics before. She's just like a animated series creation that only was in the cartoon and never in the comics, as far as I know. And her premise is that she's essentially a supermodel that doesn't believe she's hot anymore. She believes she had an accident that messed up her face, but her face is still beautiful, but she wears a mask on top of it because she can't look at herself in the mirror.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Interesting.
She had long black hair, right?
Yeah, she was essentially like Talia. Like she looked just kind of like Talia.
She was just like Talia. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's a good theory.
That's my theory too.
Yeah, good pull.
Also, the art on this is just I love it. It's way too sexy. What is a Babstar? I've talked to Babs before, but like at cons, this art way too sexy, but also amazing. I have a pic that she did of Rogue framed up in my in my living room.
Okay.
It's not
Dope.
it's not like too cheesecakey, like it's still like very rogue.
Mm-hmm.
But like the art in this book, oof,
It's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ay
Okay.
caramba, you know?
I really want to go. I'm like,
Oh,
I know what I'm
hachi
reading
machi.
tomorrow.
What are some other exclamations that we could use? But yes, the hips and thighs got me hypnotized. Um,
Uh,
anyway,
Dimitri's got bars this week.
I think
Right.
that's part of a song. That's like in a song. I didn't come up with it, but whatever. I'm remixing it.
Take it.
Real quick then, before we get going, Wade Wilson, Deadpool #1. I thought it was fine. It's not my favorite Deadpool. My favorite Deadpool is Alyssa Wong's Deadpool, but
Okay.
this is Ben Percy's Deadpool. It's fine.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm interested. I'll probably pick up issue 2. I think I liked it enough to see how that goes. I think it toes a little bit of a line for me that is he's not too ridiculous and over the top. Not really. I don't even remember that many, if any, fourth wall breaks, which I appreciated.
I'm glad with yeah, it didn't have any fourth wall breaks, but literally the first scene of this is he climbs out of a cow's womb.
Yep. He
I don't know how
very
how that works,
very Ace Ventura style.
but it's a real cow.
Yes,
It's
it
not
is
a
not
robot.
it's not a robot cow. It's
That's
pretty
true.
gross.
Ventura was a robot. That's funny.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, he's in a cow's womb and gets birthed out of
Yeah.
it to kill people. Okay,
Drug
fine.
dealers,
It is
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
glossed over that part, I think. I tried to forget it really
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. And then I think the last book, or no, 2 last books. Action Comics 1095, Mark Waid's Superman comic where he's Superboy. So it's like the early days of it. I thought it's really cool. Also, it's like Mark Waid. It's early Superboy. Pete Ross figures out that Clark Kent is Superboy, and he's upset why he's not being told. And then at the end, it kind of all works out, and it's cute. It's, it is what it is. And then last but not least, Alien versus Captain America #4. They wrapped this one up real quick. I think it could have gone 5 issues, 6 issues, but they kind of just wrap this up. Red Skull gets hybridized with an alien. This is World War II. The Kree are there. A bunch of people die off panel. And then the end has like a flash forward and a cliffhanger that doesn't really make sense. So, question mark about what's going on. I don't know. It started off strong. I'll say that.
It started off really strong. I didn't realize this was the last. No, I've got it set aside, but I didn't realize this was the last issue, so that's a little disappointing. I'm wondering if they're gonna do, since you mentioned cliffhanger, I wonder if they're gonna do the same thing they did with like the Predator versus, where then it's like, oh, it's kind of this other thing and these other ones.
Yeah,
which
it's clearly
would
an
be
alternate
annoying.
universe though, because there are people who die
Right.
that wouldn't normally die, and then also they do a flash forward. Do you want me to spoil it for you? The ending? No, I
mean,
won't.
you can if you want to.
I won't. No.
If you feel like it's important to talk about.
No, I just thought it was like kind of lazy.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
it,
it's a 4-issue mini.
Yeah, and I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I forget who was writing it, but I don't think it's the writer's fault. It just seemed like it was cut short. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I throw out the benefit of doubt more often than not, because I think that like writers are dealing with too many variables to like fully blame them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's all the books that we read this week, right?
I think so.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming on this show. Thank you for being here, taking time out of your, your Thursday night to be here to talk comics. It's always great having you guys on. So I'm glad that it kind of all worked out in the end, right, Jecky?
Well, I feel bad. Sorry, guys.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Oh,
Zoom did an update recently, so it's not your fault.
okay.
Before we get going, Jecky, where can we find you? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
Jeky Comics, mostly TikTok and Instagram. I just talk about comic books and try to help new readers navigate comic books. So check me out there.
All right.
And thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem.
You can find me Joshua Stephen Ling on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll be talking about all the books that we're reading.
You guys both do amazing content, so like keep that up.
Well,
You know, keep that
Thank
spark
you.
alive.
Appreciate you.
Oof.
It's hard. It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
You know,
Some days
It's very hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you to I don't normally say this out loud, but thank you to Deanna for editing clips of this show. For anyone who wants to follow the Keeg, which is the overarching podcast channel that we do Comic Talk on. Comic Talk's just one of the many shows that we do, but it is the most reliable and most consistent show. But Deanna has been doing clips on our social media. TikTok and Instagram are two biggest ones. You can find us at The Keeg Show on social media. So TikTok and Instagram. You can see all the clips that we do of all these shows. Deanna does it. So shout out to Deanna. Deanna's amazing, not only in editing, but she's also on the show as well. At The Keeg Show / The Keeg Show, Facebook, Blue Sky Threads as well. Patreon.com / The Keeg Show. We're trying to create more content for that. Support your local comic shops. Go to comicshoplocator.com. Find a comic shop near you. Support your local public libraries. That's also a big one. Comic Talk is that show brought to you every week. It's every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com / The Keeg Show. But we also release the podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, those are, two biggest ones, but we're on other ones too. Wherever you're listening to the podcast, please write a comment, do something, let us know you're out there, interact with us, because we're really trying to boost our reach with everything that we're doing here. We at the Keeg, me and the Keeg, and whatever, we're gonna do a panel at WonderCon in Anaheim on end of March. So if anyone's in Anaheim, wants to come and see our panel, I can't tell you exactly when it's going to be or what it's going to be about, but we were just approved for it, so stay tuned for more information about that. That is pretty much it. We're also going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, so, there's that too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for, coming on the show. Thank you to everybody out there for watching and or listening. Once again, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been another episode of Comic Talk for the week of February 12th, 2026. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Peace.